These people went on unusual dates. In 2017, this woman got the surprise of her life.
Congratulations!
When what she thought was a date turned out to be her own wedding.
We're doing this now. We're doing this now.
All their closest friends were there. So was a justice of the peace.
It is now my great honor and proud privilege to pronounce you husband and wife.
All of these things, I'm like, how did this all come together? I've been engaged for 5 minutes.
And how lucky is this? Jen was already wearing white.
That was just luck. That was dumb luck.
It may not be everyone's idea of a dream wedding, but this Insta bride wouldn't have it any other way.
It was small, intimate. It was perfect.
I busted out laughing. Like, honestly, what else can you do in that situation?
In 2017, 19-year-old Dawson Eubanks was shocked when her best friend Georgia showed up in disguise to monitor her date.
She already had the jacket and the sunglasses, so she spent $6 on a mustache.
Georgia saw Dawson wasn't touching her plate and called her out.
I was eating it. In that moment, I guess I wasn't eating it, and so she was like, you better eat your food, like, don't try to not eat. That's kind of what she was thinking, and so that's why she texted me, why aren't you eating your food?
Dawson eventually confessed to her date about what was going on.
I had to, like, a few minutes later, because, like, I couldn't stop laughing. He probably, like, thought I was crazy.
I'm looking for love.
In 2017, this 28-year-old named Justin arranged to meet 6 women all in the same night and all at the same bar.
I never said, let's go on a date. I said, let's meet. I always say, let's meet for drinks. If I take you on a date, you will know it's a date. There will be flowers and dinner and some other cool things involved.
Once the woman realized they were all meeting the same guy at the DC bar, things got pretty intense.
It didn't seem right. This is insane. It is ridiculous.
It was a mistake, and I'm not going to deny who I am, and I'm not going to deny that, I want to meet a bunch of people, but I approached this wrong, and I am sorry for that.
In 2021, this woman braved Hurricane Ida so she wouldn't miss her first date.
This is me on my way to a first date. I'm stoked. I just had to document this.
She walked 10 blocks through rain-soaked streets to keep her date at a rock climbing gym. Sadly, there was no love connection, and she left an hour later.
He made me beg for myself when I trekked here in a hurricane.
In 2016, 90-year-old Harold Charlin went on a blind date with the 93-year-old Miriam Steiner at a bookstore and coffee shop in Washington, D.C. Miriam's granddaughter played matchmaker for the widowers. The date lasted 3 hours, and though the pair didn't make a love connection, it looks like they had a good time. In 2020, a masked gunman barged into a Louisville, Kentucky restaurant and demanded all the cash. During the ordeal, Chase McAllen and his wife Nicole were enjoying their date night out. And guess what? They were both cops.
I could see the man's hands and I could see the firearm in his hand.
It wasn't until I saw the cashier's hands go up like this and I looked at him, I was like, is he doing what I think he's doing?
With guns drawn, they charged the armed robber.
He went right and I went left and it prevented him from coming out the back.
They chased him out the door and then held the suspect at gunpoint until backup arrived. In 2023, these guys were looking for love on a new Fox dating show.
Who is ready to fall for a farmer? I live in Los Angeles, so this is different for me.
It's nice to be here. It's a little different for all of us, but we're here. Have you ever been to a farm?
Everybody was happy to meet the farmers, including the ladies.
Farmer Hunter. Farmer Alex.
I'm looking for my sweetheart. I'm looking for that kind of love.
You are going to see city girls doing a lot of country stuff. It is manual labor, and it's not fun, and it's dirty manual labor, and I think you're going to see a bunch of guys who are not real big on opening up emotionally.
Howdy, Inside Edition in New York City. Woo!
As if a first date isn't stressful enough, how about doing it in your bathing suit inside ice-cold water?
38 degrees. Oh my. It's going to get hot in there, though, I promise you.
This is a chilly way to find a steamy romance, but some California singles have decided to take the plunge into Ice Pass LA. The company's CEO told CBS News it's all about stripping away the unnecessary layers.
Typically people, they're dressed up, they're putting on a facade on a first date of like, wanting to impress.
Over 100 people showed up to answer pre-written questions.
Icebreaker question. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life, Melanie?
The pairs were chosen at random. And if sparks flew during the 3 minutes in the freezing water, then the couple could warm up in a sauna.
We did it.
Yes.
Would recommend. 10 out of 10.
Devani says ice bath dates may set the stage for real relationships.
You're doing something difficult together, so you're setting a foundation for whether it's a friendship or a relationship. You've started at a point where you're vulnerable.
In 2018, comedian Jason Signs was seriously injured on a third date.
We had gone out to see a show, came back to my apartment building, and went up on the rooftop. I told her that you could kind of see the Hollywood sign. And in retrospect, I probably should have just made a move on her in my apartment. And we leaned up against a skylight together, and we both fell through it. I had landed on the staircase, and I got severely paralyzed at that moment.
The entire time he was in the hospital, his date Erin remained by his side.
And I was in bad shape, unresponsive, not looking good. And I understand that. But she, never gave up. She kept trying. She really showed me a lot of love during that time. But I'm happy that I did it with Erin, with nobody else other than Erin, because she stuck by my side.
The pair got married in 2020.
I wouldn't have it any other way. It was such a nice and private and beautiful courthouse wedding. I really cherished that day.
And had their first baby in 2024.
But we've been through so much. I've been through so much. Together, me and Erin have been through so much.
Well, this is awkward.
I'm going on first dates in a wedding dress.
In 2016, decked out in a wedding dress she bought on eBay, comedian Laura Bubble hit the dating scene to see how her look would pan out.
I think I've seen you. Is that you?
This guy said, nah.
Should I stay? Should I stay? No, go.
You just got married?
Oh, I just got married. No, I'm on a date with you. I've just got married.
This one also wasn't having it. Other guys, well, they weren't fooled.
See the battery pack?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Have you done it?
The prank was part of a charity fundraising campaign. Laura didn't go for a second date with any of the guys. Guess this fashion statement was an I don't. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.